Good morning, my beautiful people. Welcome to Ravenous Living Conversations. And today I am going to talk about the topic that actually got a lot of attention on my posts in Facebook, and I also see it all the time in my practice. So when the clients come to me, they always talk about this issue. Now, my name is Dr. Marina Kostina, and I am a healer, a life coach, and a researcher, and trying to help you guys move from lethargic living to the ravenous life where you feel fully alive and fulfilled with your, with everything in your life, right? So today we're going to be talking about the true colors of a narcissist. Now, this is a topic that very many other people and other researchers and coaches talk about, but I want to just give you my approach to that. Often I see lots of givers, lots of very big-hearted people that have a lot of empathy for others. They come with the problem that they keep attracting people that use them, abuse them, and really don't give back to them. And so sometimes, all of us can be in that state of not giving or being kind of abusers and users of others. But there are some people who really do this, on a regular basis because that's what their nature is. So today we're going to talk about narcissists, and I'm going to give you several parameters by which you can really recognize these people. Unfortunately, as we know, it's already a known fact that empaths, people who can feel other people's pain and happiness and joy, right? Their emotions. They usually often find themselves in toxic relationship, whether a romantic relationship or it could be a boss employee relationship or friends. To be honest with you, I am very lucky to have narcissists come into my life in all areas in my life. So I'm very familiar with that. And I also understand why I attract these people. So we're going to talk about why this is happening, how to recognize these people, and what to do about it. Sounds good? So often, I think that this happens that we meet people that are very attractive, very charming, very fun to be around, right? Seemingly givers when we meet them. We get really just kind of enamored with them, right? Whether romantically or just, as a friendship, or maybe you met somebody who is a leader in your community and you're just completely enchanted by them. Now, the first warning sign is when you start looking at them that they're perfect people. They seem to be perfect. Now, this is a warning sign. I invite you to pull back a little bit, calm down, and start observing them. How do they act in public? Because there's no such thing as perfect people, right? We have perfect masks, meaning that people can pretend that they're perfect, and narcissists are amazing with that because they really have this extra sense. They're not doing it because they're empaths. You're doing it because they need something from you, right? So they know what you want to hear in the beginning, and they are going to give it to you because that is a manipulation trick where they want to get you on the hook, right? This is the boss who is going to talk about the job of your dreams and how you're going to fulfill your life purpose working for them. And then, all of this stuff happens. And this is going to be the most romantic date with this beautiful woman or beautiful man who says exactly what you need to hear. And you're just going to think they're the perfection itself. And then boom, it's gonna, once you're already on the hook, once you're already involved, then the abuse will start happening. So several signs how you can recognize these people. First of all, watch out for their sense of superiority. It might not be superiority over you in the beginning, remember, because they're going to try to get you hooked. But Statements like that they're very special, that they have some high significance. They also love to talk about their troubles and problems and talk about the sad story. By the way, be very careful because right now I have this dubious kind of feeling about this. Right now, there is a tendency of many speakers and business owners to start with the sad story and talk about the story of transformation. Uh, that's something, of course, important to use to inspire other people. But this is what I'm talking about. The narcissists, they really kind of dive into it and, relish that story. So, and then they need to show you that they're really superior to others. Okay, so any type of superiority, put it as a red flag. The second thing, of course, they need to be admired, right? I had this lady that we had a meeting, and there was a speaker, main speaker, that came from another city, and this lady kept interrupting her and taking pictures of selfies with the speaker during her speech. Like, this is definitely an example of a behavior of a narcissist, because completely forgetting about anybody else, and they need to be admired. And if the attention is focused on somebody else, they really get mad. So look in the party, look in the networking event, look at on a date. How do the people act when the attention is not completely on them? Third thing, if they are giving, they like to do it in front of other people. So they can like to give you gifts in front of somebody, or they take selfies when they're donating or doing charity work or something like that. Because for them, again, it is not giving from the heart, but it is giving in order, like it's a manipulation trick. Okay. Then they have low self-esteem, right? And make sure that, because of that low self-esteem, they are very sensitive to any advice, any criticism, even if it's a constructive criticism, or any opinion that goes against their opinion. So if a person gets supercharged, like unusually supercharged because of a little comment, that goes together with number three, right? When the attention is not for them. But when somebody is trying to tell them that, well, I just disagree with you, and they get really mad, watch out. 5, these are the people who change their moods very often and quick. So one moment they are like the superstars of the world, and then another moment they're down and they completely don't believe in themselves. Now, it's normal for each of us who have periods of times like that, right? I mean, we can be sick, we can be low in energy, we can be hormonal, right? But if it is a constant kind of up and down in their personality, watch out for that. 6, jealousy and gossip. They might not be gossiping about you. So watch for those people who are jealous of other people's triumphs, jealous of somebody's success, and also who are, who are talking, who are gossiping. Now, there are some smart narcissists that understand that, they can't just publicly say, oh, I hate success of somebody. But we all have this good feeling, gut feeling. You always know when a person is genuinely happy for you or for others, or when they're faking it. And if you find that they're faking it, be careful. Those people who cannot be happy for others always have a lot of issues. They might not be narcissists, but always have some other issues you really don't want to deal with. 7, that is a big one, lack of empathy, right? Empathy is ability to put yourself in the shoes of other person, right, and feel. So these are the people who really don't care about how you feel. They might be very hurtful, and they will never be sorry. And the only reason why they can be sorry, that actually goes with the number 8, they never say they're sorry. The only way they can say that they're sorry is, for example, in a romantic relationship, when you say, I'm done with that, I'm leaving, and then they can say, I'm sorry for everything. This is a good trick. Ask them, why are they sorry? It's going to be really hard for them to tell you why, because they really don't understand. They really don't have that. Okay. So 9, manipulation, any type of manipulation. Either they can manipulate you through guilt, through your doubt, through your insecurities, right? Or maybe manipulate you again in the beginning by being this really super perfect person, by being the giver, by being the, oh, I'm all for community, or I'm all for my family, but then that's not true. Like with any behavior, I believe that, I always told myself, I've heard it all in all languages. Show me the money, right? Show me with the actions. Now, these are people also who are who are capable of revenge, right? A revenge. Be very careful to hear them talking about that. I had this boss once who was telling me a hypothetical situation, and how she would revenge her, if she were cheated on one day, how would she create this revenge? And she was so detailed in this. I freaked out, even though it was a hypothetical situation. It had nothing to do with me. I freaked out because that says lots about that person. Now, next, 12, devaluing people who are not good for them or who are succeeding. So besides being jealous, they like to devalue their triumphs. They can say something like, oh, of course she got into this, I don't know, TV program. It's because, I don't know, she is married to a rich guy. You know what I mean? Even though this could be a person who really deserves that. So watch out for devaluation. In romantic relationship, number 13, it can be withdrawing sex, right? First, they can have a lot of sex with you, and then it becomes not important for them, because, to be honest with you, they have issues in their limbic part of their brain, so they have a different understanding of sex and intimacy. Next one, negative discussion of past relationship. That's also about romantic relationship. I'm just giving you all, and you can just see what matches your particular situation. So discussing how their ex was horrible. That can be actually about any type of relationship. A boss can talk about their ex-employees. A friend can talk about their ex-friends. With all of the details, you know what I mean? When people really, you feel like they almost relish that. That's kind of, watch out, okay? Also, I think the biggest thing, the biggest problem with that narcissist is what is called gaslighting. It's high form of psychological abuse. When the person changes the reality and you start thinking that you are crazy. For instance, they might negate that they've ever said anything. They might negate that a situation happened. Or on the contrary, they can create a scenario which you were there. It was not true. And they are going to keep insisting that it is true. And because they are so believing in that and so manipulative, you might start kind of guessing, second guessing yourself. So that's very, very important to start taking notes. I think that in general, in any type of behavior, when you try to understand how people behave, it's nice to take notes and take your time. I recently had a situation with a narcissist who completely, abused me pretty much and changed the reality and put everything onto me. So that's, again, like not taking responsibility for their action and putting it all on you. That is what narcissists do, right? They can't take responsibility. So I needed to take some time and really kind of remember other instances and see if there is a repeated pattern. With the narcissist, you will always have repeated patterns. Okay, so that's very important. Now, why you attract these people? Well, yes, I mean, of course, the romantic way to think about it is that you are a giver and you're an empath. Of course, that's number one characteristic of being very attractive for narcissists, because narcissists always go for somebody with a lot of resources. So whether it's money, whether it's emotional abundance, and wealth, right? Whether it's any other resources, the narcissists are going to go for those people and suck the living heck out of them until they're empty, and then they're going to go to another person. And for those people who keep their resources full, the relationship with these people can be even longer, because the narcissist is not going to let you go until you stop being their good resource. Now, of course. So I said that number one, why you're attracted is because you're a giver and you have lots of resources. But there are some other things that are not so positive. And usually narcissists choose people who have very high developed sense of guilt, or very easily manipulated by guilt, who have low self-esteem. These are the people who, it's very easy to hook them with all of the good intentions, give you all you want in the beginning, and then turn it around and put responsibility and blame onto you. So you start working even harder, trying to prove your worth, right? A person with high self-esteem does not do it. I want to tell you that most of my life, I was like that. And only maybe recently, several years, I started understanding that I don't need to work hard to earn love. Love is just given. Okay? So that is something very important. So guilt, low self-esteem, doubt. If you are prone to doubting, you're a great target for narcissists. And also pride, right? So those are our own buttons. So if you keep attracting those narcissists into your life, it's time to stop. And while understanding that you're a giver and an empath most of the time, also understand, where else can you work on yourself? How can you be pulled into guilt, doubt? How can you improve your self-esteem? And what's going on with your pride? Now, narcissists. I believe that narcissism is a problem of the brain and not a problem of the soul. Because on the soul level, we are really pure. But the brain, the problem is that, the brain development is very important, right? So we have a reptilian brain, right? Then we have, so this is like a brain stem made of brain and spinal cord, right? Reptiles have it. That's why we call it reptilian or primitive brain, right? So jellyfish has it. Dogs, cats have it, right? And then we have a limbic system, right? That covers that reptilian brain. And that's what separates mammals from reptiles, right? And then humans also formed over neocortex, like that mushy stuff, right? That's a smart brain, right? And that's where the empathy and remorse lie. So narcissists, they develop that part last, and there is very little empathy or almost none, or remorse, right? And they have issues with limbic system too. So when you see these people and you try to change them, I don't know. I mean, I believe that we can change everybody, right? We can change ourselves, but we cannot change other people. So unless this person really wants to undergo some therapy and some healing, they're not going to change. And most the problem with the narcissist, because of their lack of remorse and lack of responsibility, there are very few narcissists that can actually understand that the problem is with them. There's always a problem with somebody else. So in that sense, I am not sure if you want to stay in that relationship, right? and you want to work on that, I'm not sure if you can help these people, okay? But it is your own choice. So let me see if anybody has any questions. It is a very hot topic for many of you, but I know that posting on Facebook sometimes, if you post questions, let me see, that, okay, interesting video, reading your post reminding me of this. Wonderful. So anyway, I know maybe it's vulnerable for you to post the comments. If you can, please do so. If not, just send me directly the DM messages. Also share it and please like it. Don't be narcissists, right? So share it with somebody. You never know whose life you are saving in this moment or who you're helping. So thank you so much and love you. Live ravenously. And if you need to know more, you can always go to my website and connect with me, www.drmarinacostina.com. See you soon.